Whichever place the soul lives, I'm convinced I'm wrong.
Why?
Lily, you know why. Heathcliff, I love him. Not because he's handsome, Nelly, but because he's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. Do not sigh at me. I know you think I'm a selfish wretch, but if I marry Mr. Linton, I could aid Heathcliff to rise. I could place him out of my father's power.
With your husband's money, you'll find him not so pliable as you calculate upon.
Why did I ask you? What would you know about it? You've never loved anyone in your whole life. No one has ever loved you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to an exciting episode of Citizen Frame. We're here to talk the 2026 remake, Wuthering Heights, based on the very famous 1847 novel by Emily Bronte. The Emily Bronte novel was really more of a gothic supernatural romance. That was pretty much the central storyline of the original. This has removed all of that.
Okay, I would just say from the outset, I haven't read the original novel.
I've read it numerous times.
Have you? Fuck.
No, I saw the Ray Fiennes movie.
Right.
The Ray Fiennes one is supposed to be the best at it. It's supposed to be the best adaptation.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, this is just pretentious nonsense. And the movie cost $80 million to make.
$80 million?
And I know. I like to know where that came from.
Well, probably the costumes.
But it made it 200. Well, you can get that from a backlot of fucking Les Mis.
I mean, we'll obviously get to it, but I would say this is actually overproduced at times in terms of the set design and the completely over the top costumes. Anachronistic.
Yeah, it's $80 million, but it made $242 million worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, movie tanked technically. Now, review wise, see what happened was the studio they had a piece of shit here, and they released it on Valentine's Day. Well, guess where it made? It had like a $60 million opening weekend.
Over the Valentine's
you're
weekend?
going to get yeah. So it made like $180 million in like worldwide that weekend, and then it just plummeted because there was people walking out of it. There are people. I mean, the reviews it's down to like 6 on IMDb. It's just it's terrible, pretentious filmmaking by someone who thinks she knows her shit and she doesn't. Now, I gave the director here, that's Emerald Fennell, a pass with Saltburn. Saltburn was pretty good. And they introduced us to Jacob Elordi, who I do like. And we talked about him with Frankenstein. But she has this thing with body fluids.
And egg fluids?
And it's disgusting. And it's vile. It's not. If this is some kind of trope she wants to be known for this, her career's over. It's going to plummet. It's disgusting. And we talked about that with Saltburn with the bathtub scene where he drinks the bathwater with semen in it of his love interest. Then he also goes down on a girl that's on her, lady time.
Yeah.
And they show it. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Here's the thing.
Less is more. I mean, there's something wrong with this person. Because guess what, guys? And I'll go over it when we talk about it. She does the exact same thing in this film. And it's even more disgusting. And it might be petty to you guys or not disgusting to you guys, but I will tell you as we talk Wuthering Heights.
Okay, I would say as well, along with this and Saltburn, that it appears that the director, Emerald Fennell, is trying to be edgy, but it's not real edginess. It's like, I'm an edge lord, I'm going to shock people and stuff, and it's just like eye-rolling. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I've watched all sorts of horror films, David Cronenberg stuff, who you get accused of being obsessed with, erotica and stuff. But, so nothing really bothers me, because obviously it's not real and stuff. But at the end of the day, I was just rolling my eyes because it is fake edginess. It's not even, a lot of people were saying it's trashy and stuff. And I sort of have a bit of an affinity for trash cinema. It's not even trash cinema. It is pretentious wannabe.
Yeah, it's not clever.
Yes.
I mean, anybody could put a scene like this in like Saltburn into a film and get it and go, oh, look, that's edgy. No, it's
Well,
not. It's lazy. It's
yeah,
lazy.
there are a lot of. I remember when Saltburn came out, and I quite liked Saltburn. I enjoyed it, but it's obviously Brideshead revisited, and the talented Mr. Ripley. But I quite enjoyed it. But there was a lot of people online saying, "Yeah, so edgy," and all this here, and I'm like, no, it's not. Actually, watch an exploitation film from the 60s or 70s for proper edginess. It appears that this sort of stuff is loved by people who maybe haven't seen that many films. As a comedian Lemmy stated about Saltburn, who I watch, but it's just a bit, yeah, it's just like eye rolling. It's like grow up. It feels like a 16-year-old boy
Yeah.
directing it,
Yeah.
trying to impress his mates.
Yeah, you can hear someone behind you can hear the little kid going hee
Yeah.
in the back behind the camera as they're directing.
Exactly.
Listen, guys, there's a difference between Cronenberg and her.
Exactly.
Cronenberg has a style. He has a stylistic choice, and he's not a copy and paste of himself, and he's certainly not laughable. And you're not rolling your eyes
100%.
with his work. I don't like some of his work, but I love a lot of his work.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. So, and this person just, I mean, they know how to point a camera. Beautiful landscapes, beautiful set design.
It is well shot.
Yeah, it's well shot. I would never fault her on that. But at the end of the day, you kind of shocked us. I'll give you that with Saltburn, with the gratuitousness of the body fluids. But you're just doing it again in this one. So now you're just a one-trick pony, copy and paste, where Cronenberg is not that.
Yeah.
There's a difference. There's a style to Cronenberg. This is not style. This is just to put something in to give the audience a ooh moment.
And it's not even a ooh moment. Well, obviously it is to some people, but it's just like, I'm just rolling my eyes, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I would say that regarding this and Saltburn, very well shot. Here, as I was saying, I think it's overproduced. I mean, the costumes and the sets are ridiculous, so over the top. But yeah.
All right, we'll jump into it. All right. We got Margaret Robbie, love her, as Catherine.
Great neighbors.
Oh, fuck off. We got Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff. We got it's Hong Chow as Nellie. And we've got Shahzad Latif as Edgar Linton, Alison Oliver as Isabella Linton, the two only redeeming characters in the entire film.
Yes.
Martin Clunes, who steals the movie, I think. He's actually the funniest character, believe it or not.
He's a comedy actor.
Yeah. My dad likes him. In the States, we got a show of his called Doc Martin.
Yes.
I think it was called or something.
And he also is more famous here as well for Men Behaving Badly, which was a 1990s sitcom about two idiots, basically. And he stole the show there.
Yeah, he does in this one. Martin Clunes as Mr. Earnshaw, and then we got Ewan Mitchell as Joseph. Yeah, the opening scene. Fuck me. Now it's clever. I'm going to give her this. You open up, it's just blackness, right? And you hear a man. Sounds like he's getting off, and that was obviously the intent, because we find out what happens in the scene. But you hear this man. Sounds like he's having sex and about to, burst.
Wow. Right.
So then it cuts to he's actually struggling and hanging. And everyone's, look, wait, I love it when they struggle like this, when the neck doesn't break right away. It gives him an erection. And he gets an erection as he's being hung. What sick shit why would you produce this? And then it cuts to a long pan and glide of the people in the village fucking each other because they're all getting off on him getting erection as he's being hung to death.
Like hard on.
This is your introduction. This is your introduction to 2026 Wuthering Heights. Fucking vile.
Right. Yeah. It's also meant to represent, obviously, some sort of sexual awakening. And yes, no doubt, we all know that things were brutal back then, especially, public executions. And actually, public executions were a big event for, like, townsfolk and stuff. As for did they all start banging after one, I don't know. You would have to check with an historian. But yeah, but again, it goes back to the sort of faux edginess. I get that it's meant to represent some sort of coming of age, sexual awakening for Cathy, but it's just like, it's eye rolling.
It's fucking ridiculous. We meet the father.
I like him.
I do. He's a pig, but he's likable and funny. He's kind of like the villain you love to hate, kind of like a Joker kind of character. You don't know where to go with him. You kind of feel sorry for him, but you don't. He's got a good heart, but then he ruins it by he can be quite abusive, and he's an alcoholic and gambler.
Yes.
So that's, and I do love when he comes home drunk, and the maids and Nellie are like, we like clean the piss off the wall again, blah blah blah, and he brings home a homeless kid who was being beaten up by a man, and he brings him home, and he goes, I'm not going to see a child like this being beaten up. And which is like, oh, that's really nice of him.
And he beats
he beats the shit out of him later. And then Catherine, who's a whiny little bitch,
she's a brat,
calls him Heathcliff, which is named after her dead brother. I was like, that's kind of creepy, actually.
Well,
but I don't know. I don't know if that happened in the book. I'm sure that part is true.
I don't know. I would have to read the book.
It's just so muddled. It's like there's a scene where she's teaching him to read, but she's very abusive to him when he's trying to read.
Cathy is not a likable character, at least here.
She's not.
No,
she's not likable at all.
The only likable character really is the guy Edmund, isn't it? Who becomes her husband?
It was Edgar.
Edgar, sorry. Yeah.
Edgar, Isabella, and Nellie are the three characters that, are decent.
And it actually, in a way, goes back to Saltburn as well, where actually the rich ones who a lot of people would think you're supposed to dislike are actually the most likable characters because they're a bit silly and they're sort of twits. And that's the same with Richard E. Grant and Carey Mulligan and stuff in Saltburn.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I forgot about that. I haven't seen Saltburn in a while, but yeah, they flip the coin.
Yes,
where the rich are more likable and more down to earth and more accommodating,
or more
where I guess you call commoners are the douchebags.
Mm-hmm. Although I would say that obviously Mr. Earnshaw and stuff, there at some point was some sort of wealth there, but he's actually squandered it all through drink and gambling.
Yeah, I mentioned the gambling thing.
Does it mean have servants?
Because every time you see him, it's usually like a few years pass, he's becoming, the house is getting dirtier.
He's jaundiced.
Not well kept. He's looking like shit. So every time there's a decade change or whatever it is, you can see his
deterioration.
He's slowly deteriorating. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. There's a lot with the kids in this. You have the kid versions of Catherine, and I'll say this: I mean, the actors are there to do their job, and same thing with Saltburn. The director knows how to get, the actors to get what she wants, and they do it. And so I applaud that. I do like an actor's director, and Tarantino does it. Clint Eastwood does it. So she's got something there. I just wish she put it to better use. You know what I mean?
Well, this is it. I mean, I think there is talent there, but it's just like grow up and actually, get serious, sort of thing. Regarding the performances, they're generally solid throughout, but I actually think the weak link is Margot Robbie as Cathy. She sort of grew on me as the film went on, and I'm no expert of the original novel. I haven't read it or anything, or even the other adaptations of it. But my mum is a huge fan of the original novel, and she went to see this actually on opening night, and she did not like it at all. And one of her big gripes, apart from all the crazy stuff at the beginning and all of the rest, she thought it was terrible. But she also felt that Margot Robbie was really unsuited and a really poor Cathy. As for me, I don't know. She sort of grew on me a bit as the film went on, but I think as well with the character not being very likable. But yeah, I don't know. I'm no expert in the whole Wuthering Heights adaptations and the original novel.
The thing with Margot Robbie is I like her. I mean, don't get me wrong.
You like her, yeah.
I mean, she's very talented, but she seems to be more comfortable and best when it's more of the fun roles. Like The Wolf of Wall Street,
roles.
Barbie.
Even Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, even that's kind of fun and flaky, and well, it's Tarantino,
Yeah.
and so there's another actress who always looks just like her, and she does a lot of comedic roles, and she's also Australian. Her name is Samira Weaving.
Yes.
Looks a lot like Margaret Robbie.
You know what she
And
started off actually? One of her early
stop,
roles.
dude.
No, I'm not going to
Don't
say
say it.
Neighbours. No, no.
You're gonna say Home and Away.
No,
You
no,
say
no,
fucking Prisoner Cell
no,
Block something
no,
something.
no, no, no,
I'm
no. Ice versus the Evil Dead. That was one of her early roles, the TV show.
okay.
No, no, okay with that then. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was about to see fucking Jesus Christ. I
I
shouldn't have
wouldn't
said
surprise me
Australia.
if she was in one of those soaps as well, because basically every Australian actor and actress is.
Her dad's good.
Yeah,
Hugo
Hugo
Weaving.
Weaving.
I like her
Yeah,
dad.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like her, but she's bland in this. She's good. I mean, she just the performance, and I think the character is in the beginning. She's this childlike.
Well, she has a child.
She's a child. She is a child. She's crying a lot, but she gets that from her dad. There's a great scene, and again, the best scenes are with the father, where she comes into the house and she's low down. She's always crying, and it's the dad's birthday, and the dad starts pounding. Well, it's my birthday, and you're crying. You know what I mean?
He's such
He's
an
very
asshole.
childlike, such an asshole, but he's likable.
It's because Martin
He shouldn't.
Clunes, I think any other actor would be more unlikable in it, but Martin Clunes, you sort of can't help but sort of feel sorry for him, with his big sort of silly face and big ears and stuff.
Well, I mean, we'll piggyback on that because Margaret Robbie, who I said more the slightly comedic roles, I think is best fit for her. Where but then you get these comedians. Perfect ones. Hugh Laurie would be a perfect
Yes.
example. Hugh Laurie and even Martin Clunes, they can take comedy and flip it into evil really quick. Hugh Laurie, I didn't know, was a famous comedic, slapstick kind of actor, and then I know him from House.
Yeah,
Where he's dark and
moody.
it's creepier role and moody and all these. But
Hugh Laurie started
Martin,
out on sitcoms like Blackadder and stuff, where he was great, and even in things like The Young Ones and stuff he appeared in, which were more sort of this whole 1980s alternate comedy scene, with people like Rick Mayall and stuff. So yes, his roots are in comedy, like Martin Clunes.
I think that's why they best fit these kind of roles where they could turn it on and off. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
comedians can do that.
yes.
You always say comedic timing. Well, it's really not the meaning of comedic timing, but
All acting is about timing, I suppose. So yeah,
yeah, and when to oversell it and when not to.
yes,
And that's kind of what he does here, because he's very likable. He's like a big baby, crying and pouting like she is, and it's
an
very
addict.
fun banter.
Yeah, because he's an
And
addict, and addicts are generally immature messes. Trust me. Yeah.
now the director again, I'm not going to tear it apart all the time. Most of the time, I will. I do like how she shows time. Time's gone by.
Passage of time.
Scene where Heathcliff takes the hit, pardon the pun, for something that Catherine did, and he gets whipped by the father. And she sits next to him in the bed after he takes the hits, and he's bleeding, through his shirt from the whipping. And then it cuts to the wounds are now healed, and they're just scars. And so now we know time has moved on. And I like those kind of, I like my timestamps. Well, that was her version of a timestamp. We're moving on about, I think, 10 years, whatever it is. And so I do like that transition from young to older.
Okay, yep.
So this whole thing about, we have new neighbors, Mom, with a daddy. We have new neighbors, and they're the rich neighbors. This is Isabella and Edgar.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't understand why they're not coming to see her. Just very, now I can understand the character's probably bored.
Here's the thing that bugged me.
Lonely. Okay.
Yeah, and this is going to perhaps sound ageist or even a little bit sexist, but I just have to be honest. I think Margot Robbie is, going by the, the times and all of this here, and Jacob Elordi and stuff. I think she is a little too old for the role to be playing this sort of naive, childlike young woman. Margot Robbie is near 40. She is 40, I think.
Well, Laurie's a lot younger, I think.
Yeah, he's like 25 or no, he's about 27 or something, I think.
The problem with him, he's so fucking huge.
Yeah, he's 6'5" or something. That's why he's better off as Frankenstein's monster.
I still think that's the powerhouse performance last year.
Yeah, no, very sympathetic. Yeah.
So they're still kind of those childlike qualities on their new age.
Yeah.
But there's sexual tension there now.
Yes.
And there's a scene where he lifts her and leaves her in a tree because she was being a brat, as like kids would do. Just he and leave her, and then he sits in his bed, and here's round one of the liquids, and she leaves a bed of eggs in his bed, and he sits down and squish, obviously, and she's across, and he looks through. He stays in the stable. He's got his little flat there in the stable.
Flat? Is that what you call it? I don't think it's a flat. It's not an apartment. It's a shed.
I know, but I'm just
yeah.
I'm just go with it for fuck's sake. Yeah, he doesn't have cable or anything like that.
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
So he looks across and he sees our girl, and she's kind of sitting there, and he starts playing with the yolks like he's massaging her.
Yeah,
it's very fucking creepy. And not in like, yeah, erotic. I want to be. I don't want eggs. I don't like eggs anymore.
Yeah, it's.
I'm never gonna have eggs. I can't have eggs now because of this fucking movie. It's disgusting.
It's obviously meant to represent thoughts of their of their bodily fluids mixing and all this.
Yeah, he's it's kind of like American Pie when he's fucking the pie.
Yes, but American
in
Pie
this one
he's
yes, but in this one he's fingering eggs and yolks, and it's like, what the fuck?
And I have to admit, I like me eggs, and in fact, after that, we're
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I'm going for a fry, which will have a couple of fried eggs in it, but in turn, yeah, it was just like, well, I actually found this a bit more sort of stomach wrenching than any of the other crazy shit, or even with Saltburn drinking the bathwater, because they're obviously real eggs they're using. And with all the other shit, it's obviously not real, so it's just a bit.
It's so fucking just.
You know what? I could have found. I mean, even myself, who has never directed anything in his life, could find a better metaphor for sex than broken eggs and their yolks.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, fucking start jacking off. All right, that makes more sense, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. And in this whole and they're playing, do I love him, do I not? And
see the Chucky. See the Chucky does it better when Chucky
you
wanks over the top of your Fangoria.
It's just fucking stupid. And it's just, and then the whole time like and he's like, there's there's way too many montages of these two of different sequences. Like they can't afford wood anymore because the father's, this is where we
smashes up years up from.
Yeah. So he takes a chair and smashes it and throws it in the fireplace so she's warm, as you would do. I do that with my ladies.
Oh, well, of course, yeah.
If there's, if they're like, God, I'm chilly, I just break my furniture and throw it into a fire
and then start a fire in your house. Yeah.
Yes, in an apartment that might not.
Yeah,
that I'll be in my apartment. That wouldn't be wise, I suppose. But
you're more the Martin Clunes character, I think.
Yeah, the likable one.
Yeah,
but a brutal piece of shit.
As they say,
and then the next fucking scene. He's lifting hay and he's his shirt's off and he's sweating and he turns to her. And he's like, yeah.
And
then I'm just,
well, there's
just
accent.
Fuck already.
Yeah.
Just fuck. I mean, just get this over with.
Yeah, I get that it's to build up the tension and the mind games between them. And that's what Cathy does, especially in these, the first half or whatever. It's all about her playing mind games with him and then eventually marrying Edgar essentially for the money, even though they're both in love with each other, her and Heathcliff. But again, yeah, Edgar and his sister, although his sister's a bit annoying because why does everybody here behave like a child? And I think it maybe goes back to the, adult characters behave like a child. I think it maybe goes
That's
back
right. Well,
to the director behaving like a child behind the camera and
well,
writing it.
well, I think the father was childlike. Remember I said that about the birthday party.
Yeah,
So I think that's where she kind of
they
gets
all
it
are,
from.
apart from maybe Heathcliff.
And so this is the scene that ruins the entire film for me and ruins my love for Margaret Robbie. And it's not her fault. She's a lovely human being, wonderful actress. I have nothing against her. There's a scene where she's in bed, and we don't know that yet because we cut to the bottom of the bed. Right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's a bedpan, and as you had back then, you don't get up and you go to the local the bathroom. The outhouse was probably further out.
Yeah.
So you take a piss and dump whatever you have to do in the middle of the night. Well, hers is full of piss. And I don't need to see this. It's full. I mean, I don't know what she was drinking the night before, but it's full. And not only does this fucking director show us her piss, she throws some blood in there too because she's on her period. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's unnecessary.
I can't look at Margot Robbie ever again the same way.
Plot.
Even though it's fake, and yes, it's a film, I can't because I have that image in my fucking head. It's in my head now, and I'm trying to have coffee. I'm going to be sick. And I don't need to see urine and blood from Lady Time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's unnecessary. You don't need to see any of it. Whether it was, and it's nothing to do with it, because it's a female or whatever. At the same time, I don't want to see Heathcliff taking a shit, taking a dump or whatever. It just don't. It doesn't add to the plot from a storytelling point of view.
It does. You could have. Now I understand. She's coming through womanhood. Well, no offense. You're going through womanhood. You're 13, 16. Okay, whatever it is, I don't know when the Ladies' Time happens for the first time.
I'm the
But she's like 40.
Yeah,
she's like 40.
Exactly. Margot Robbie is. I think she is about 40. Well, she's like late 30s anyway.
So I don't understand how she can be playing. If that, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty because what it was there's blood on the side of the. I don't want to talk about. I'm going to be sick of the bedpan, and she's putting a sheet between her legs.
Yes.
So I think that's what happened, and I think that's what. But if that is her, like, if there's only two things is the reason they're showing this.
It's for shock value.
That it's that but what it should be for showing her age. She's coming of age. She's had her Ladies' Time. But if that's the case, that's not going to work because she's way too old to be playing that scene.
Exactly.
You needed a teen version of her.
I don't want to see that either.
If you're doing it just to show that she's on her period, why the fuck are you doing it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make any sense why this scene is in the film.
The plot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is no rhyme or reason really. I actually get the stuff, with the hanging at the beginning a lot more, and I think that does serve a certain purpose, even though it is quite sort of over the top. But you know what? Once this film actually calms down a bit, and we'll get out of the way of all of the shock value body fluid stuff and the eggs. Obviously, the eggs are representative of her fertility, her own eggs and stuff. In her body. There's obviously a metaphor there as well. But once you actually get away from all that, and we actually get to the actual drama with her marrying Edgar and then her having an affair with Heathcliff and stuff. I was on board, I have to admit, and I sort of warmed to it, and I was enjoying it to a certain extent. But it's only once it's really the second half once we actually get to the meat of the real drama.
Yeah, I wasn't into this at all. It's boring.
Not explosions.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Joking.
It's just the characters are bland. They're just I mean, I do like Isabella and Edgar. They added something more to the story. I mean, so she finally meets them, and her and Edgar, he feeds her chocolates, and she's like, yeah,
I like
right? And he's a nice guy. And Heathcliff, the father, is like, yes, because he's rich. This Edgar guy.
Yeah, we're getting money.
And and there's another scene where oh my God, I can't believe I'm bringing this up. She's looking for Heathcliff.
Yes.
Catherine is. And she's walking around because he's back. She was staying at the cottage with Edgar for a while. Now she's back. And she's in the stable. And she gets caught when Joseph and the other girl show up. And now there's a bondage scene. And it's like, what the fuck? He's gonna fuck her like riding. He's like riding a horse.
Yes.
So he puts her in these harnesses.
Yeah.
And you don't see it, but you can hear it. And he starts and then Heathcliff shows up right behind Catherine, covers her eyes and her mouth, and so she doesn't have to witness yum yum time. And you can hear him, Joseph banging her. It takes 10 seconds. Quicksilver, we'll call him at this point. And he's like, oh yeah, and she's like, and I was like, and then the bondage is over. That lasted like 15 seconds, and it was just weird. It's just, why is this in here?
Yeah.
And so after Quicksilver's done banging Seabiscuit,
yeah,
we it's just then
again. I think it's
the eating scene.
I think it's meant to sort of represent that Cathy is a virgin and sexually repressed. Again, I'd have to know and read the original novel, but there seems to be the suggestion that this is, even though she's she's a fully grown woman, that she is in some way sexually repressed and sort of.
Wow!
It's like a sexual.
Somebody likes this film.
No. I could just read what they're trying to say.
Listen to what you're talking. You're like, ooh, yeah, and then the eroticism of her bowels.
No, yeah,
blah, blah. Listen to you. Yeah. Fuck off.
No. I get what the director is trying to say, but it's just a bit cringeworthy, and there is no subtlety whatsoever. But yeah, so there's obviously, it's sort of saying that's how she wants Heathcliff to take her type thing, which he ends up, for all intents and purposes, doing as it gets on. And you know what I think actually is a real tragedy of this film? Is the fact that Edgar knows that she's having an affair with Heathcliff and she's in love with Heathcliff, and he knows, but he just plays along. I felt so sorry for him. So it did,
What, Heathcliff?
Edgar knows about Heathcliff later on.
Oh, yeah, and Edgar's a good man, and you find that
he's
at the end when
man.
she passes.
Yeah, and he's tragic as well.
Oh, that's not fair. I wouldn't want to do it weak. I think he's just a good guy. I wouldn't want to define that as weak.
Well, some people would, but
I think that's kind of a shitty thing to say.
Well,
wow, wow, you're a hateful bastard.
Yeah, no. I mean, he obviously knows about Cathy and Heathcliff being in love with each other, and they're having an affair, but he turns a blind eye. So a lot of people would say that's weak.
We're not there as of yet.
We're almost there.
We're getting there. Yeah, we're almost there. Because we talked about, we got to get, as you do, when you catch your best friend masturbating.
I've never done that.
Which is Catherine. I'm talking about Catherine and Heathcliff.
Okay.
And Heathcliff, she's like finalizing herself.
That's a strange way of putting it.
Yes, she's finalizing herself.
And
then he's
right.
I
gotta use that.
Future.
Sorry, I'm just a bit. I'm just a bit late for work. I'm finalizing myself. I'll just be 5 minutes. I'm just finalizing myself here. I wish the director had used more subtlety.
So
you're finalizing himself all the time. Especially watching films like this.
So she gets caught by Heathcliff, and she's like, "Oh my God, how dare you!" No, you're okay. And they bond and they hug for the first time, and this is their first kind of emotional embrace.
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh yeah," kind of playing with each other a bit, and then he takes her hand and smells her fingers.
Yeah, now this was a bit earlier on. Yeah, the scene, but yes. It's whenever she's out at the moors and finalizing herself. Yeah.
But
he doesn't just smell her fingers, he tastes her fingers. He licks them.
Yeah. But this is where it kind of comes to an end here, their relationship, where she's going to marry Edgar now, because even though she loves Heathcliff, she admits that she can't be seen with him because it would degrade her.
Yes.
Be degrading to her and her family, which I think's. Now, this is where I was on board with Heathcliff a bit, and then things will change because now we're a year later, and things start kind of getting really fucking crazy after this.
Yep. Yeah.
I do like Isabella. Whoa, I got a burp there.
Right? We
Whoa.
like finalizing.
I'm gonna keep it in. That was funny.
Yeah. Isabella.
But I feel like Isabella is now the new child of the group, right? She's younger. She's a virgin. Yada yada yada. But she's so innocent, and like I do like how she's really obsessed with Catherine, and she like makes dolls of her, and she's like looking at it like, "What the fuck?" She says, "Yeah, I made you that doll. Is that? Yes, that's your real hair. I've been saving it from your brush."
I know it was the 1800s, possibly in certain ways, a more innocent time.
Oh, it was 1800s, man.
But why does it just became grating on me where clearly adult characters were behaving like children? It's just, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something to do with the original novel, but I find it just a bit silly.
They're all immature besides Edgar.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean,
there's a scene where, again, here we go again, and this woman, Fennel, needs to seek help. We have the yolk, we have the bedpan with blood and pee, and we had the finalizing of herself.
Yes.
We had the horse riding scene, the horse bondage scene.
Yep.
There's this montage of her new life, right? Once he marries Edgar. And for a huge house, it's quite empty. It's kind of weird. But
maybe that's a metaphor? That her life is empty?
Yeah, maybe. She's looking at this fish. And she's putting her fingers in the mouth and rubbing it.
Yeah. She's fingering the fish.
I'm like, oh, now she's finalizing the fish.
Her face. I feel like
fish is like,
for
Jesus Christ. It's like, just eat me, will you? Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
But it's like
Heathcliff does that later on, trust me. Yeah. He eats her.
Oh, yeah. So why is she fingering the fish? What is she benefiting from that? Is that because she's thinking about fingering another woman? I don't get.
You know what? No. I think again, it's some sort of metaphor for sexual frustration.
Give me a break.
No, that's what it's meant to be. I'm not saying it's subtle or that it's in any way classy, but that's what it's meant to be. I believe there's all sorts of sort of visual nods to her sexual frustration, and it's not like this director is like subtle anyway. So I mean, we'll pretty much see everything. Although there's actually no nudity in this film at all, strangely, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, this director's pretty in your face anyway. So she's sort of trying to have it both ways in terms of the more subtle metaphors and also the more in your face hard-ons from hanged men and stuff. I'm playing with yourself.
I can't believe we're having this. Can we just go back? I can't wait till when robots go bad month.
Back to our roots. No metaphor. No.
Another year's passed. It's kind of funny where Isabella gives her another gift for Christmas, and it's like this book, and it's like something a stalker would give somebody.
Yeah.
And it's all about her and stuff, and then we find out she's pregnant.
Yes.
She's pregnant.
And again, I think that ties into the eggs metaphor as well, even though, again, it's gooey and eggy.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because when she finds out she's pregnant, she sits in her bed, and she sits on a bunch of eggs.
Yes.
And and they're broken. Which she knows that means Heathcliff's back. And the eggs are broken, which is kind of, maybe that's symbolic.
Yes, exactly.
For the miscarriage she has in her
later on.
She doesn't realize that's what kills her. She has a miscarriage, but they don't realize the baby's dead.
Yeah, and she essentially bleeds to death.
Yeah,
but she's like septic as well. But yeah, we're jumping back and forward.
But that's what I'm saying about that's what I'm saying about the eggs. That makes more sense, having the eggs there, than what we got earlier on. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's I get it, but I'm just not on board with it. Not 100%.
We'd always talk about films. You go with it. You just okay, whatever, or you're rolling your eyes with it. You'd rather just go with it than rolling your eyes with it. And I'm rolling my eyes through this entire film.
Yeah. I mean, once they then have the affair and stuff and all that there, I was sort of warming to it. And I was sort of, it was a bit
Come
more, no,
on.
the whole drama and the stuff with the, the house servant who betrays Cathy because she knew Heathcliff was outside the window, outside the house and listening into their conversation earlier on about marrying Edgar and how Heathcliff would degrade her. So there is some decent drama within the second
Yeah.
half. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I was sort of warming to it a bit, and we were getting away more from the body fluids and all that, and it actually felt like a period drama that you would get on the likes of Sunday night on BBC One or ITV or whatever.
No, it's pure shit. At this point, I'm checked out. But I mean, they have this montage again, more montages of this love scene between them.
Yeah,
We had montages of them when they were younger, being kiddie-like and
Yeah.
playful, as you do. Now we're having montages of them fucking, and it's snow in the background, and candles are flickering, and they're banging her against the wall. And we cut to the forest, he's fucking her there. And then we cut to the carriage, he's fucking her there. And then we cut back to the carriage, and then the field again. And I was like,
going
Jesus
down on her and all
Christ.
sorts. Yeah,
Yeah, he now he's finalizing her,
yeah.
and it's just
Bear in mind,
I hate I even hated her more, and I hate him. I hate her more because of what she's doing to Edgar. Because
yes,
Edgar's a good man.
yes. Plus the fact,
and what she did to Nellie.
plus the fact, there's a big thing here as well. She's pregnant.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, yes, but that makes it sort of even more a bit sort of a bit dodgy.
Well, yeah. Well, she finally tells Heathcliff because Nellie goes, "Did you tell him you're pregnant?" And she's like, "No." Then she tells him. He's like, "Oh, okay."
Well, to be fair, he does ask, "Is it mine?" I just,
Oh, that's it. But he still bangs away. He's like, "Is it mine?" Nope. Okay, let's fuck.
Yeah, and he's going down on a pregnant woman.
I guess that whole argument's over.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I don't know. It's all just a bit batshit. But again, I would have to read the original novel, and I don't, to basically form some sort of full basis on how this stuff lies within this adaptation of it. I'm going to have to ask my mum, basically, who knows the original novel well, and who is not a fan of this. She thought it was dreadful, to be honest.
So when he decides to get revenge, he's gonna break into Isabella's room, and this is where
He marries Isabella.
This guy's a vile prick. He went from, guy very overprotective of his young friend when they were younger. He moves away because he feels betrayed by Catherine. You kind of feel sorry for him. He comes back, and what he does to Isabella is so morally wrong. And
she's on board
he
with
even tells her, well, she's young and naive, and she sees this tall, strapping man. I get this all the time, and I walk into a room, I glow. That's not my fault.
Yeah,
it just follows me around. So
there is an element of what would be called these days coercive control.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. And he even tells her, "Listen, I'm not going to love you. I love Catherine. I don't want to be with you. Blah blah blah. But do you want me to stop?"
And
he starts undressing her. Yeah, pretty much. Will you be my dog? I mean, you're going to be my. I mean, it's not right. And and once he sleeps with her, she's naive. She's not going to understand. She's not going to know any better. And this is where, I don't know. It just becomes really
there is a big
really
shift in
weird
character, and I think it's more apparently in the original novel. Heathcliff is an anti-hero, and there are dark sides to his character. Let's just say, again, I'd have to read it, but yeah, he goes from being you're quite sympathetic towards him, with the whole sort of she couldn't marry him because he was able to degrade her, and then he comes back, he's done well for himself, and he's all suited up and stuff, suited and booted. But then at this point, he turns into a bit of a monster. Yeah, but again, I think it's the whole obsessive love that they have for each other. Him and Cathy has driven them and everyone around them mad. They've all went insane with this obsessive desire that they have for each other. But yeah, I actually burst out laughing when there is actually the scene where she's barking and stuff. Isabella, and she's
It's so fucking stupid.
it's like what?
And it doesn't make any sense because
Well, he's making her do that.
He's making Isabella write letters to her,
Yes,
to Catherine,
because he
right?
can't read or write.
And yeah, but she even calls him out. She goes, she's not writing back, blah blah blah, and you need to write this. And she makes even a quirk. She makes even a quirk to him about because you can't.
Yeah,
kind of talking back to him. And he goes, if I write this letter, will you be nice to me? I will be very nice to you.
Yes.
And then we cut to she's barking.
The fuck?
But anyways, why is Nellie back anyway? I thought Catherine fired Nellie.
Yes, but no, that to be fair, I was thinking that as well, but then it is explained. It's Edgar refuses to let her go. He keeps her on.
Okay.
So that
another
to be fair, that
nice gesture. Okay. Yeah, so they go to the house because he ended up buying Wuthering Heights. He bought the house.
Yes.
And you walk in there and she's on all fours barking and what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then we cut to the ending where it kind of the full first act is blah blah blah, and then the second is kind of rushed. Well, the second act's where all the kind of action, I guess you can say, is happening. Now she dies of an untreated miscarriage.
Yes.
Which would end up. See, that's why she gets sepsis.
Yes, correct.
Which is when the body's immune system has an extreme dysfunctional response to an infection.
Yeah,
that's right. I looked that up.
Thank you, Dr. Woods.
You're welcome.
Are you a gynecologist now?
Now, in the book, the baby survives. She just dies during childbirth, which was sadly common back then.
Of course.
This never happened. So I do think that egg thing was symbolic to what she's about to do with Heathcliff, that it's going to kill the baby or the baby's already dead. You see, there's a nice shot, though. I'll give her this. She knows how, like I said in the beginning, she knows how to point the camera. On her deathbed, there's this bunch of blood, coming from...
Obviously, because it's emerald fennel.
But there's leeches. There's leeches all over the wall.
But I think that's historically accurate. Where doctors would have used leeches.
Did they use leeches?
Yes,
to suck out the blood.
Yes, doctors would have used
infected?
Leeches. Yes, I'm no expert, but as far as I'm aware, leeches would have been used by doctors basically for blood conditions back in the day. So that
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, that does.
You have no idea what that means.
What Willem Dafoe film are you talking about?
Speed 2.
Classic.
You ever seen Speed 2?
The Lighthouse.
No, Speed 2. He worked for a company and his blood got contaminated, and he's going to take over the cruise ship in Speed 2. And there's a scene where he's in the bathtub and he puts leeches all over him.
Right. Okay.
And
I haven't seen
they're trying to suck up
since it was originally released in the 1990s.
I know.
And I never want to see it again.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather watch Speed 2.
I can't believe we're comparing this to Speed 2. I suppose there are similarities.
I'm telling you, leeches, that's how I knew the scene. That's how I knew, because her blood was poisoned, and that's how I knew why there was leeches all over the place.
And there was,
but my point is,
medical expertise, but there you go.
But my point is, it's a beautiful shot for such a quite frankly, a sad and vile scene.
It is a sad scene. Yeah, it is a sad scene. But again, I wanted Ghost Cathy. To rap on the window like the Kate Bush song goes. It's me.
Yeah, like in Salem's Lot.
Yes,
floating.
Yeah,
floating in the air.
Well,
let me in, Heathcliff. Yeah. Let me in.
Yeah, well, as the Kate Bush song goes, it's me, it's Cathy. I'm cold. Let me into your window. Kate Bush obviously does it a bit better than me, but yeah. As far as I'm aware, this is only half of the novel. This adaptation, and quite a loose OTT adaptation of the first half of the novel at the same time.
The ending, where Heathcliff finds out that she's dead.
This is well done, actually.
The ending's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. And I'll tell you the best part is where Edgar walks out of his house. He's covered in her blood.
Yes.
He runs into Heathcliff, and what does Edgar say to him? Sorry.
He says sorry. Don't go in. I think he says something.
Yeah,
like,
he actually warns him, and he apologizes for what this Heathcliff has done to Edgar and his relationship.
Should be the other way about.
It should be the other way around. And Heathcliff says, "Get out of my way." He's even then he's still a fucking
no.
dick.
No. To be fair, I think he's so emotionally distraught. But Heathcliff actually says,
"I'm emotionally distraught watching this shit."
But Heathcliff actually says, "Get your hands off me, or I'll kill you," to Edgar. So
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but so yeah, I think the ending is very well done, and she forgives the servant. It's Nellie, isn't it? I'm getting the names Nellie and Nessa mixed up throughout this podcast. But yeah, she forgives the servant, and then she passes on, and then there's these sort of dreamlike sequences, with young Heathcliff and Cathy. I think it's well done, the finale. And in fact, if the rest of the film had been a bit more refined and emotional than what we got, I think it would have improved it a hell of a lot.
I think if she stuck with the source material, it would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Period. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. This is a pretentious director thinking she can take a classic and make it her own and modernize it for
modern
today's
audience.
Well, yeah, there's these new millennials who think they can take a piece of work and
butcher it.
Yeah, I mean, no point. I mean, the body fluids thing's got to stop. Just fucking stop, will you? For the love of God! Even her death and the second act, you kind of had a little, like you said, there's something there. You're right, I'll give you that. But yet, how would it have been so much better if you condensed that whole opening fucking sequences of montages and add her death and have her come back? That would have been. Why do we get that? That would.
I just wanted Ghost Cathy and more Martin Clunes from Men Behaving Badly, acting like a dick. And Lordy's not bad here. I would say Lordy's solid throughout, and also the actor who plays Edgar. I really felt for him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the beginning, the actors brought their A game, but listen, they're just let down by the direction.
The writing, I would say, yeah.
Direction and the writing.
I think generally the direction is sound, but the writing is bad.
No, it's not. The direction is the reason we get to this point. The direction is the reason why they.
Well, that's
she
more
wrote
of the
this.
Writing. It's more in the writing.
No, it's not. She wrote and directed this.
Yes, I know that. There,
she's responsible. It's the director's choice to say cut. No, we're not going to add. We're going to put this scene in instead.
Yeah, but you would have wrote it first, obviously.
Yeah, but you can. The director has to say.
I know.
If the director wanted to go, I'm cutting the script. I want to bring back the ghost scene. That's direction. Okay, you're not understanding. Okay, forget it. Anyways.
Let's finalize this podcast.
It's crap. It's crap. It's crap.
It's batshit.
Okay, let's not talk about it. We're done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Okay, we're finalized.
Let's move on from the finalized thing.
You brought it up, pun intended.
Once,
like the hanged man. You brought it up like the hanged man.
Fucking idiots. Fucking idiot. All right, guys. Next up, we're retrospective month again. Yeah, we got a couple good retrospectives coming up. That's right, Statham September.
Wow.
Boom.
So we're going from the classics by Emily Bronte to Statham September. Yeah, the beekeeper.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's the beekeeper.
Yeah.
That sounds just like it. It's the beekeeper.
It actually sounds like he's on this podcast right now.
We're going to talk about some of his lost films that are actually really good before he became Action Man. We're talking like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. Snatch. We're talking Snatch, but The Bank Job, which is wonderful. We're going to talk a movie he did called Blink about a cop killer in London, which is really good. And then, of course, we'll do The Beekeeper.
Yep.
And some of his more traditional fun stuff. That's going to be a fun little month. But before we do that, we're going to do When Robots Go Bad.
Yep.
That's up next. We're going to get that out pretty quick, the first one, because we're kind of late with this one. Next up will probably be Westworld. So there you go.
The original.
And then we got Shopping Mall. We got Hardware. And we got Saturn 3. I think that's it.
Yeah, there might be another one in there.
There's another one there.
We're not doing iRobot. Yeah.
Chappie. Was Chappie the other one?
Yes, Chappie. Yes, Chappie was.
I hate that fucking film.
No. Here's we'll talk about it. But here's the thing about.
We'll
Chappie.
talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
This one's run long enough. All right, guys. Thanks for giving us a shout. And
I'm off for some eggs now.
And thank you. Go for it. Thank you. Welcome to the team, Virginia. We had 350 downloads from that state.
Hello, Virginia.
So someone's batshit crazy to download all of us. But welcome aboard. I think that's all we've got. If you want to give us a shout, it's citizenframe_podcast on Instagram, and of course Facebook as usual. That's it. We're gonna wrap this one up. And
enjoy your eggs.
We'll talk soon. Yes. All right, we're out.